Oh, nice. Welcome into the Browns film breakdown.
It's kind of
Browns
fitting for the day, isn't it? Just
Browns film breakdown
blurry
post game
Brad.
show where the Browns drop another game. I'll promise that this will change in a second. Uh 23-9 to the Steelers. Jake, I'm gonna step away so this goes away and comes back.
All right. We are in fitting form. Brad's camera does not want to function today. There it is. For some reason, it fades in and out. But all right, we'll
There we
try
go.
again, Brad. Relaunch.
How about
Second down
that?
and 10. We
All
just had an
right.
incompletion.
Incompletion. Welcome to Browns film breakdown. Browns drop another one. They fall to 1-5 with a loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, 23-9. A game where Dylan Gabriel threw the ball 52 times. That's not in the game plan. That's not part of the recipe. And folks, there's a lot to talk about here, a lot to take away from this. I don't know, this was really ugly one, Jake, and really disappointing. As we keep kind of saying week after week the same things about the offense, like predictable. Where's the creativity? And then the offensive line can't block well enough. There are guys sometimes that go untouched to the quarterback or, just brush by guys on their way to the quarterback. And your wide receiver core doesn't help your quarterback with a ton of drops again. It's just as a full unit, the offense is failing miserably, except for maybe Dylan Gabriel, who looks decent. I don't know, not great, but as a rookie, he kept his composure. At least he made some good throws. He had no help from his receiving core. I don't know. You tell me if he missed some stuff in the offense or what. But he didn't have. He was under siege most of the day. Um, you know, I don't think that he was necessary. I guess in my list of in your blame pie, as you say, in the blame pie or on your list of things that went wrong today, I would say that Dylan was further down the list for me on things that went wrong.
Yeah, I mean this there's a lot to say. So this has the feeling of last year where if you wanted to be really negative about Deshaun Watson, you could be. If you wanted to be really negative about Stefanski, you could be. If you wanted to be really negative about um I don't know, the wide receivers, right? Because at that time it was like Amari Cooper was dropping the ball. You could be. This is the same thing. Like essentially, what's going on is they're playing a third round rookie quarterback who's I think swimming still, who has some moments here and there, but is clearly swimming in the deep end with no lifeguard, like no low floaties here. He's like putting the essentially how I phrased it, Brad, is they're asking him to do things and really kind of like throttling their offense to not do things because they
Yeah,
have to live in a world where they can't lift him up. They can't run
yeah,
it well enough to prop him up. Like when these quarterbacks who are young and experienced and don't have the ability yet because maybe they haven't seen it enough, maybe they're not again in the environments and the way defenses play, they're just not there, right? So it's like there's an offense here that is like needing some sort of quarterback savant and they don't have it. And even if they got the quarterback savant, I don't even know if it would survive the way it is. So listen, Dylan had some moments. We'll break down the tape and watch everything closely. I don't think it was by any means, and I'm not saying you said this, Brad, but wasn't a good game from him. I thought there was some misses he needed to throw.
yeah.
Also, some significant drops that were awful. Also, some significant situations that the tackle business where they're just letting guys run by and So it's the worst potpourri of offense, right? Like the tackles stink. The interior line has been not up to standard. The wide receivers and at times the tight ends are dropping throws. And you have a quarterback who's, again, I think swimming in the deep end too soon for his career in these last two games. So that's why this offense is the single most frustrating thing to watch, much like last year's was, where Deshaun Watson looked lost a majority of the time he was out there, just could not compute where the open opportunity was going to be, right? The offensive line was inconsistent last year. Wide receiver play was inconsistent. The only consistent here
Well,
is Kevin Stefanski, though. We got it. Like, I have been an ardent Kevin supporter. I have been that way for a while, but I'm at the point with where they're at that I can't step up to the plate for him anymore. Like, and I'm still there today, where I think the nature of go ahead. Yeah, feel free.
I think you're right, and I think Stefanski, as I've been a supporter as well, is failing right now in a major way, to provide any number of answers. But like, if you're saying, I don't know if you're equating these two the same things. I just wanted to be clear on what you said, and then I'll let you keep going. But are you saying like what happened with Watson is similar to this?
No, the level of quarterback play at times is similar between what we've seen this year and what we saw from Watson. It's just bad. It's just not. It's quarterback play that's not uplifting anybody around them. It's not good. They have not had good quarterback play. And Dylan's fine. He's making some underneath throws that he can find, but the yardage, anything 10 yards or more downfield. I'm not blaming Dylan Gabriel, trying to be clear here. I'm just saying the way they have to structure their offense is that they can't support it, right? Like, they can't support it. And it's been 2 straight years of this issue where and again, 3, if you go back and look at the year before that, where until the Flacco run happened, the heater in the end of the year happened, they're not supporting the quarterback, and the quarterback's unable to uplift everybody around them. So that's the issue. Like, this everything is failing. Like, I don't know what other way to say it. The offensive line is not good for like 2.5 years. The wide receivers, like today, Jerry Jeudy, who is bad, objectively bad, is the only NFL wide receiver on their roster. That's all they have. So they keep throwing to him because he's the only NFL wide receiver who can do some of those things.
13 targets, 5 receptions.
Yeah. And he's not playing well. He's dropping the football perpetually. Terrible. He's not playing well.
Dumb penalties.
So, like, the skill, like, my point is, you don't get to this level of bad, which is like they haven't scored over 20 points, and I don't know how long the streak is now. They only scored 9 today, 9 points, I think. You don't get to this point without everybody having a part in it. Andrew Berry's got a part in not acquiring the right pieces around to figure this out, right? Like, the offensive tackle play is continually awful. I mean, I don't know. I can keep saying the same things, but like, I don't know. There is no remedy for this on a singular level. There is no, like, now we'll see what's up with Cam Robinson, but Jack Conklin once again with injury update. I've got this theory about Jack Conklin. I do not mean to disrespect him. He's a hell of a football player who's made all pros. He's been in the NFL for a long time. Great college player. I don't want another injury update. Bro, he's either playing or he's not, and I don't care. I'll just figure it out when he's out there. I don't want, like, Jack Conklin's been ruled out. I don't want to hear he's been questionable. There's so many things that I feel like are Groundhog's Day for me right now, where I'm watching this loss that looks like a loss from like 2017. Like, it's just that how many times have we watched this, Brad, at that stadium? I feel like we've watched it so many times over and over and over again. And it's going to be another year that they don't win at Pittsburgh. It's 2003. It's insane. It's insane. And they weren't even really that competitive today. So, like,
no. Well, I guess that was my major disappointment. Like, I felt like they had a chance to be competitive in this game. They just do dumb things.
But that's what blocked. You're right. You're right.
Into the punt block.
The dumb thing is true. You're right. And like, the punt block is fair. The Jerry Judy did was the call ticky tacky? Did he get kind of slapped first? Yes, understood, get
No,
it.
he's the second guy, but he hit him
So,
right in the face, right in front of the ref. He's an
like,
idiot for doing
like
that.
my thing is, at some point, all of the disciplinary issues, all of the guys not getting the job done that we think they should be able to get done. It's hard to say this because, like, it is, a coach can't go out and catch a ball for a guy. Same for a GM, whatever. Like, I get that. But at some point, it's a make or miss league. Like, you're either getting the job done or you're not getting the job done. And you can only lose so many times
Yes.
that you start to worry about, does whatever you're trying to do with your team, do they have you tuned out and it's
Yes.
just going through the motion stuff? And like, I understand that you and I have talked about this, Brad, before the year. This is the toughest part of the schedule. They just flew back from London. They're playing in Pittsburgh. It's all tough, all of which I understand. But I'm saying, how much can we allow to keep happening? Sloppy things to keep happening over a long extended period of time and just shrugging our shoulders and be like, they'll figure it out. It'll stop at some point. That's where
I'm at today.
Yeah.
No, that's where I'm at today. Is I'm saying, okay, take their names off of it. Take Fannon's name off his jersey, and he ended up having a really good game at the end of it. But he had a huge drop on a play that could have got him back in the game potentially, or at least made it interesting, right?
Right.
He catches that, they're down. Whatever. He had a huge drop. Just take Jerry Judy away. Nameless gray faces, right? If we look back in history over this year and the years prior, it's the same thing over and over with different guys, right? It's the same mistakes. It's the same dumb penalties. It's the same giving them another chance at a possession when you had a chance to get the ball back and go tie the game. Instead, early in the third quarter, instead you get a stupid penalty on the punt, right? Like, so, but it's those things every week, and it's drops from different people and sometimes the same people every week. So take away the individuals, and there's a common denominator here. And at some point that has to shine through. And that's kind of what I think what you're saying is like, where is the buy-in to the point of that guys are going to go make plays for you, right? Like, when is it? It doesn't matter if it's Jerry Judy or the next receiver or Isaiah Bond or whoever. Who is going to go play hard and go make plays for you? And is that at this point falling on the coach because it's been so many guys that haven't been able to do it? And are the dumb decisions and the dumb plays and the dumb penalties that end up costing you games, is that all on Stefanski? Because it's just so repetitive now. We've got to be better. We can't make these mistakes. We can't shoot ourselves in the foot. But they continue to do the same dumb things over and over. You get the ball at the goal line, it's a chance to go in and score, and he doesn't give the ball to Judkins one time. First and goal at the 3-yard line. Like, I just don't know. Like, I'm at a loss for his defense. I like Kevin as a man. He's funny. He referenced Airplane and Tommy Boy twice this week already in his pressers. That cracks me up. I used to think he was a really good play caller, but he's doing nothing. It doesn't feel like he's doing anything to help his quarterback. And his tackles, isn't it indefensible? Let me ask you this. Isn't it indefensible to leave KT Levinson alone against TJ Watt with no help in this game? And even JJ Watt brought this up. But you've got to give him some help. You can't just expect him to block him one-on-one. That to me is like malpractice. Like, give him a chip, give him a back, give him something. You can't just leave him one-on-one. He's gonna get toasted every time, and he did. Like, you can't function as an offense if you ignore that and act like, oh, KT's just magically gonna be able to stop Nate Herbig and JJ Watt all of a sudden after he comes off the bench. That's not magically going to happen. You have to do something to stop it. And that's the second time this year that he has refused to help his tackle against really, really good pass rushers. And I don't understand that. Like, that to me feels like coaching malpractice.
No, I know. It's some of those things, and there are times where they are chipping them, and like, the chip stuff will be really sloppy and like it's so I guess the general point that I'm trying to make is I understand the limitations Kevin is working with skill at certain positions. The offensive tackle group is not very good, right? Understood. Wide receiver group he has to work with, not very good. And he's dealing with a third round quarterback. But I guess like the thing I get to over and over again, and I understand Kevin has done some nice things as a coach. He's gotten a couple of awards. Like I get it's a bigger thing than Kevin for me. It's an organizational direction. And what I
Sure.
get at is like when does like you can only lose so much
This
before
way.
the messaging is like you get tuned out. Your guys don't believe in the vision you're setting forward for them because they're not getting the results. And this is just like on a bigger philosophical level. I'm not even talking about the offense and play calling, which you guys know I have been very critical of late. Is
Which feels uninspired, by the way.
yeah, it feels like they're playing like a roulette wheel, like just land on a play and we'll run that one and see what happens. I don't see them creating any uncomfortable situations for defenses. They're not. That the biggest thing I can say is the best play callers make defenses and defensive play callers uncomfortable. And the Browns aren't doing any of that. But that's more macro. I'm talking like micro, zooming out. This is the thing I'm most concerned about because say they they draft another quarterback or they improve some pieces this offseason around some spots on this. Like I guess what I'm getting at is you're what? I don't have the number in front of me. What are they now? 4-22 in their last 26 games.
Yep.
I start to get I don't even know if that number's right because then they went what 3-14 and they played 5 games, so they're 19, right? Aren't they 19? They'd be 5-19.
So 5-19.
How many times can you lose? How many times can you be
5-20 if you count the year before?
Yeah, that's right. The loss in the playoffs. So I guess I'm getting at is like how many times can you and this is where you would need some intel from people in your own building, which is scary to think about Jimmy going around seeking that. But like it eventually, when you lose that much, it starts to fall on deaf ears and guys start to stop buying into the vision you have set forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, here's how we win this week. Here's the things we're doing. Here's the game plan. And they don't buy into it any longer. And I think that's where I'm like the most concerned because on a surface level, there are some things Kevin can do with an offense that I think are good enough to win in the league. Do I think he's ever going to be creative enough to be among the top names doing this? No, I think he's probably an average play caller, but teams win ball games with average play callers. They do. So like, I just think at some point, even if you like Kevin, even if you think he's got some elements that I think matter to the position, or if you're Dan Orlovsky and you're like, he would get picked up in 10 seconds by somebody else, that might be the case. But at some point, things don't work where you're at. And when you are still, whether you want to be or not, whether you want to talk about whatever closed door deal is made, you're connected to the choice on Watson. You're connected to the choice on other elements around the league that are finding success. And like, you're not winning games. And I understand that there's like, hey, we're kind of tanking. Did it last year when Watson went out. But how long can you tank? You know what I'm saying? I guess that's what I'm getting at is like, if you're not being serious about winning games,
tanking
how long can you keep going out there and selling your guys? Hey, we're going to win this week. Here's the plan. And they start to tune you out. So if there's all these things that keep coming up, a tackle issue, they're not chipping, offense issue, it's not creative enough, it's not doing these baseline things that create stress, it's not getting run in time, the quarterback's not getting better that he's had recently, like all of these things add up, special teams malfunctions, disciplinary issues, at some point it does land in the make or miss business world of like, hey guys, he didn't get the job done. He didn't get the job. Does it mean I think Kevin's a bad coach? No, but the job's not getting done. And you do have to worry about at some point, if the messaging isn't getting your guys to buy into it, then you're running it's a dead ship. It's you're taking on more water than you can handle. We're going in the boat analogy world here. So that's my biggest concern. Like listen, I want the best quarterback available. I don't mind getting pick number 2 to go get the most talent. I'm all in on all that stuff. But I'm also worried about these are real human beings in real life. And they got to buy into the belief that the front office and the head coach has the best interest in mind for them to go win games. And I'm really worried that is going out the window quickly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at some point you have to have there has to be a moment where or an organizational switch has to come on where everybody is all pulling in the same direction, and it feels like the Browns are far from that at this point. Like if it doesn't, to your point, the buy-in from top to bottom just doesn't feel like today didn't feel like what are guys doing? You know what I mean? Like, did they go out there, the offense, really thinking they had a chance to go win that game? I don't know.
I don't
Belief
know.
wise.
I don't know. I think it's easy to get to the point where you understand some of the things that were lingering over them, right? Returning from London and going to Pittsburgh. There's a lot there. I do
Sure.
understand it. We're not trying to miss that point, but what I do want to reiterate is like, how much water can you take in? Like, how much can you keep losing before when you get to the games? And maybe this is a big one this weekend, Brad, for that point. You're 1-5, 5-20, 4-20, whatever, 5-20. You are 4-20, I think is right. In your last 24 games.
Yep.
Now you play a team that's not very good. The Dolphins come in at 1-5. How does it look there? Because we all knew that the schedule was going to be tough at the very beginning. And if they come into these games with these teams that they're every bit as talented as and lay eggs in those games, then it's like probably DEFCON 5 time. That's where I would say it gets to that, because we all talked about this and we thought they had a couple more chances to win some games, maybe get out of the first 6, 2-4, and let's see some improvement. So from here, and I think you and I remain in agreement, they're not going to fire Kevin before the end of the season, I don't think.
I don't believe so.
It's not impossible, but it's certainly I don't think they want to do that. So like I think what we have to do though is say these are the landmark games coming up on the schedule that they have to start to show a sort of turnaround. At Pittsburgh, coming off the London game, really tough. At London, team's already been over there, adjusted everything, tough. We agree there. Before that, you get the Ravens' best version early in the year. You get the best version of a lot of teams they've played. I get it. Like the first 6 games were very hard, and I don't like how they've come out of this at all. I don't love it. I don't like the trends that feel like a lot of last year's trends, but like, let's see you play some teams coming up that everybody thought the Browns should be competitive and beating. I think we can agree about that.
Is the tackle play so bad?
It's awful though. Oh my God.
Is the tackle play so bad that it makes it impossible to accomplish anything on offense anyways?
It doesn't make it impossible to accomplish everything, but it makes it really hard to accomplish most things. If that makes sense. You can get some things done, but most of the things you want to do at the NFL level are hard. I'm watching KT just get the corner turned. KT's 6'6", 6'5", 310. Herbig, I mean, how big is Nick Herbig? Being nice to Nick Herbig, 6'2", 240. Yeah. I watched him take KT Leviston's arm, pull it, running the corner, pull it away from him, turn the corner, and in the quarterback's lap in under 2 seconds. So like, everybody wants to chip all the time. I do too, but also you lose a guy on a route. You're losing like it's just like if the team is only bringing 4 and you have to pressure them, do things that you would do to, like, you usually keep 6 in, Brad, because team's rushing 5 or 6. Usually keep 5 in because you think a team's rushing 5.
Right.
When you lose another guy out on a route, you're blocking 6 on 4 and still having pressure eat up some of your choice, like, and they're able to drop 7, that's football hell. That's
Yep.
football hell. And they're in it because they don't have any separators that aren't Jerry Jeudy, who is getting himself in more trouble than anything else because he can't hang on to a football. Uh, I don't know, man. This is hard. And the thing is, I don't see a way out of it. I don't see a way out of their passing game not being challenging.
So yeah, so I mean that's the question is like ultimately what has to like for them to be competitive. I mean the ultimate goal in this is we want to see our team win football games, right? We're a long ways off from them being competitive in this division. Um what has to happen to get there? They need new tackles. They need
Yeah.
younger offensive line. I mean, let's be real. Like they're gonna play a game next week that will tell us even more about them. To your point, right? When the level of talent is somewhat more even, right, against Miami, even though Miami played a competitive game this week, lost on a last second field goal.
Right.
Either way, like ultimately to get better, do they need a new coach? Do they need a new GM? Do they need a cleaning of house in general? That would be the first question. B,
Well, let me say this. Don't the next 5 weeks tell us a lot? They go
yes,
Dolphins home at Patriots. And again, the Patriots are playing better ball.
there's no
One
question.
today. Drake May's playing well, but they're still a very beatable team. You go to the Jets, host the Ravens. I understand Lamar will be back soon enough, but like we'll see what they're at. And then they go to the Raiders before they
I'm
host the
just
49ers. You also host the Ravens. So I'm with you. I'm just saying, like, the next 3 or 4 weeks should probably give us every answer we need. I think
those
it
will give
will.
us the answers. I'm just saying, from what I've seen so far this year, I don't see him changing anything to gain tactical advantages or anything like that that we've been asking to see.
Are we going to make a film room here, Brad, where I'm like, look at how the Browns found a way to mitigate bad tackle play? You think I'm making that film room? That's the question. Because I don't see it. I don't see how they do it. They're not doing
Does
it right now.
anybody do that? I mean,
Yeah, I think the what the Vikings put on tape last week was teach tape for it.
yeah.
They had the Browns defensive ends and pass rush in hell. They
Yeah.
did. They used flat
So-
motion. They used a bunch of variety of run game looks that confused them up front. They did a great job of having early answers and dropbacks. Like,
so then there's your answer then, right? Like then you've got to be then you have to have a better. He's obviously not getting the job done.
no.
Then if other people are finding a way to mitigate bad tackle play, finding a way to create points through creativity and finding tactical advantages against defenses through watching tape and gaining advantage, and he is not doing it on a week to week basis. There's no edge there that I see, and we'll watch the tape
No.
again. But there
No.
is no edge that he is providing his players that I can see at all. Like, hey, this is where we're going to go this week. This is how we win this week. We can expose them on this. We can expose them. I haven't seen that for a couple years from him. Where there were times in his career where we used to be able to point out, like, hey, look, he saw that they did this on tape. They went to this. They set him up for it, and they got a touchdown out of it. I haven't seen any of that. Nothing. No tactical advantage gained from your head coach. A lack of buy-in, stupid play, the stuff that we asked to go away. And he talks about playing clean and not shooting themselves in the foot. While they didn't commit turnovers today, they could have committed 3 interceptions if guys caught the ball. And they still made dumb plays on the field.
Yeah. It's well said. I think most of what people will complain about, and this doesn't even really talk about the defense. I don't even know if there's much to say about it. Have to watch the defense.
They played hard.
Yeah, they had moments. They're still getting kind of gashed in the run game at times.
At times, I mean,
I don't know. It's hard to be grumpy with him. Double move got him. I'd love a double move. Those look really fun.
Yeah.
I just like, if you're asking me how do they get out of this, is to like, hey Jake, formulate for me what's on the timeline for this offense not being bad anymore that involves still Kevin. I don't have the answer. I think like His
Then
quarterback
that's
getting
your
some more
answer.
experience will probably help. I think getting some guys up front can help. Getting maybe a new young wide receiver that can be a help to the whole thing. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't have that. I don't have the belief that he can solve what they have in here right now. I don't have the belief that they can solve, not just him, their group of offensive minds can solve the issues that they have.
I guess the
So
ultimate question then
that's where
next
I'm
would
at.
be, are there guys out there that could, with this
I haven't
team,
looked around. I don't know.
be
Maybe, yeah. I
competitive?
mean, I'm
Like, could Kevin O'Connell take this team and be competitive with Dylan Gabriel, these tackles, and this wide receiver core?
can I
I
say
don't
that
know.
for certain? No.
No.
But I also feel like I have more faith they could.
Okay.
I feel like I have more faith in other people around the league, but they're the names you know, and we can't get a name you know. Kevin
That's
O'Connell
not
ain't
who you're
coming to
getting.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Shanahan ain't coming to Cleveland. You know, like Liam Cohen's done a nice job in his spot. There are people though. That's where I'm like, I understand some things are out of Kevin's control. I understand catching the football. I understand some blocking of some guys' performances there. Some of it's tied to Andrew Barry's personnel choices. I get it, but like I keep going back to like if you're at a desk job where you work as a group and your project is due at this time and you have one guy, you're the leader of the group, you're the head of the group, and you have a couple guys who just continually don't get it done, even when you try to bring in some replay. At some point, after some repetitive things, different offensive coordinators over the years working with you. What is it? 3 now of those. Special teams coaches have been replaced. A second defensive coordinator. I don't love to do this, but at some point it lands in his lap and the messaging is not hitting the way it needs to. The belief in the product for what we need to do to win is not there. And I think Andrew Barry plays a hand in that. I do. I think
Yeah.
that you can't, it's hard to totally separate the two of them right now.
Yeah.
So can you see, like, can you guys sitting here see them doing the following? We'll kind of wrap it up around this point because Brad and I could probably say the same things 100 times. Can you see yourself sitting in October 1st of 2026 and the Browns are 3-1 with Kevin in the same staff, the same front office? Can you see that? How the question is, the Browns still have what, 11 more games to play this year? Can you see whatever happens in those 11 games and then coming back, running it all off season, making the big draft picks, making all of it happen, coming back, and then them being good next year?
I mean,
That's the question I have for you.
There's a
How
non-zero
big of a
chance.
non-zero chance, Brad? That's what I'm asking. How much faith do you have that running it back, which is what some people believe is going to happen, is going to result in this team figuring it out?
Like, right now it feels like 25%, because
I think you're a little higher than I am. I think you're a little higher, and
okay.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm probably like
Well,
10%.
I'm basing a lot of that on this. That I guess if you land your quarterback, your guy, in the draft, like right now they're trending towards having a really high pick and an additional pick in the first round. So you may have your choice of guys at the top of this at the top of this draft. If you land your quarterback that you think is a superstar, and you make some changes, you get younger along the offensive line. I mean, Barry won't hesitate to make moves to try to make this team better this offseason. He's going to have to. His job is going to be on the line fully. There's no protection if they get another year. There's none. No protection. This is the year they have some protection, I think.
Yeah, that's my question, is how far does that protection go? And how much belief do you as an internal organization, the Browns, the decision makers,
But I mean,
have that if you run this back, because the defense isn't the problem. So Jim's here. He ain't going
right,
anywhere. Maybe you get your
right.
third special teams coordinator. Maybe you think you need a different help support staff guy with the offensive coordinator. I don't know. My point
Well, I
is
think Tommy Reese will be gone. I
Tommy
think
Tommy might need to consider something soon because like what's his
Tommy
resume
Reese will
going to
be
do
gone.
when he's a part of one of the worst offenses in the NFL for 2 straight
Yeah,
years? It's not
he's
a good
just.
resume builder.
It's not, but he's held in very high regard around college football. So
I
if he
agree,
can have whatever
but
job he wants, really, in college football, I think.
time will tell, brother. There's
Time
going to
will
be a
tell.
lot of jobs open. I think where I'm at is this. I'm very disappointed in how the Browns have started this season. There have been some moments of encouragement, but for the most part, I'm pretty disappointed in the results that we've seen this year. And I
Oh,
think the
incredibly.
next 5 games tell the story. If they come out of the next 5 games against more moderate competition really poorly, then I think I can get to the point that I'm like, I think you have. I'm not at you have to make a change yet. I'm not there. I think I'm seeing the vision for it. And
Yeah.
again, a reminder: I don't go on these things whimsically. I don't leave a Sunday and do this. Well, like, I'm just like, it takes time on these things for me. I'm not you. I understand some of you maybe have a better vision. I'm sorry, I'm not as good.
Look at
It takes some time. So like 5 weeks for me, I need these 5 weeks are important. I think they're coaching. Let me put it this way. I think they're coaching for their jobs in the next 5 weeks. If it's bad, and they lose these games coming up, then there starts to be a spot where they're being replaced. I
yeah.
feel fairly confident in that.
That's fair, and I feel confident in saying like that 25% that like this time next year, can they be 3-1? Where I'm like, 25% because you could hit on quarterback, you could replace some tackles and find something here,
Mhm.
with a good defense and find a way to win some games early next year. You know, I think in the next 5 games, if Stefanski doesn't show us anything as far
Yeah.
as like
If the
finding a
team's
way
not
to
responding, if the
mitigate
off
this stuff.
if if we're sitting here, Brad, in 5 weeks against the coming teams and they're not scoring, they still haven't found a way to find 20 points yet in a game.
Then I'll be down to like 1%.
Yeah. I think the next 5 games, the story we're telling you is obviously disappointed in today, not in a wholly unpredictable outcome because of everything surrounding you. Would like your team to sit here and be like, look what they overcame, look at their adversity, look at they showed us something. Like that's it. But this is
Do you want to see a
this is rough.
quarterback change?
No, well, I have no desire. I don't, does Dylan have limitations? Sure. But based on what the Browns are struggling with the most, I don't think anybody in house is helping with that issue.
I'd like to see Shador at some point.
The next 5 games are rough. I guess you can. I don't think he's the answer, but you can.
I'd like to find out
Based on
either way.
what's happening up front. I think that's the spot where Shador is actually the worst at is handling navigating gross pressure and not drifting vertically in the pocket. That's where I think that's why I'm the most concerned. I think if you were protecting well, I think if you had a really elite line, I would prefer to see Shador over Dylan personally.
Right.
That's where I'm at because I think
So
downfield efforts, I think downfield stuff is a place that he's better. So with how they're playing right now, though, I think that's a recipe for Shador to have some really ugly moments. Really ugly moments.
potentially, and maybe not now's the time, but in a couple weeks, like to some of the chat's point, like Dylan Gabriel, I don't think he was terrible today. I don't think he was good either, but I just don't see a solution as a long-term franchise quarterback there. He looks like he's going to be a backup at some point.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, again,
It's too early.
I think if you put Brock Purdy into this in his rookie year, he would look awful. I just like some of this is like the establishment you have. They're asking a 3rd-round rookie here
his
to
size
come
is a
in
real
and
issue, though.
uplift everything around them.
Don't you think his size is a real issue? Can't you see it when we watch the game today?
Do I think it's hindering his performance?
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like it's hindering his vision.
I need to see all these open wide receivers running that he's missing.
Yeah,
I need to see them because
that's a good
someone is
point.
saying that, and I'm not watching the
No,
same
that's a good
game.
point. I'm just saying, he to the point of the chat, he should have thrown 3 interceptions today, Jake. They dropped 3 balls they
No,
shouldn't have
I
hit.
think that's totally fair. I think it's totally fair. He also, I think it's like he needs to he needs to work through that stuff. And you dropped him back 52 times. I'm not surprised he had like having
Yeah,
3 interceptable throws
no,
is
no
actually
doubt,
not awful
no doubt.
considering how many times they're dropping this young man back in his second start in the league. Like,
No, there's no
yeah, oh
doubt.
my lord. Like if you had
I
Cam Ward
want him
dropping
to
back
succeed.
52
I'm not,
times.
you know,
I'm yeah, I'm listen, his height's going to hinder him everywhere he goes. He's got to overcome it. He's got to find ways to navigate it. And do I think he's perfect right now? No, I don't think he's perfect right now by
but
any means. And I don't think he's certainly not uplifting people around him, but I just wouldn't expect him to do that right now. And they're putting all of the weight on these quarterbacks. Like they're literally he dropped back 55 times in Pittsburgh. That's hell, dude. That's
sacked six
awful.
times.
It's awful.
Run
So
game was nowhere to be. Run game was nowhere to be found today.
no, it was anemic. It wasn't helping anything. But they're lining up and running duo and inside. Like there's no creativity to what there's
That's
no lateral threat to the run game for them.
like,
They
is
don't run pin
Stefanski
pull
doing
stuff where they
anything to help
fake a
Gabriel?
direction and flip back the other direction. They don't do any of that stuff.
Nothing.
They get zero creativity in their process.
A counter,
Yeah.
anything. Like, I mean, can we get
Yeah.
a misdirection?
Yeah. That's where that. I mean, the quarterback is not solving things, but I didn't expect him to solve things. If you think there's somebody in house that can solve this, Godspeed. I would love to be proven wrong. I would love
not
to be proven wrong. I'm not saying you, Brad. I'm not saying you. I'm saying I know people are going to make a bunch of Shador claims coming up, and I'm not there. If I'm wrong though, and he's better and he can come in and sling it and be out in front of things the defenses are throwing at him, and it works. I'm okay, great. That'd be lovely. I want nothing more than there to be a Browns quarterback that lifts up everyone around. But everything around this offense right now is not meeting the standard.
no.
And that's the most disappointing thing because we came into this year, even when Joe was here, knowing that this position group was not good enough to lift anything up around them. And they have gotten, you've kind of gotten wrong. You've gotten everybody letting them down. You know what I mean?
Here's the scariest part. This is the guy they wanted. This is who they wanted. This is who Kevin wanted to run his offense, apparently, right? Dylan Gabriel?
Did he want him to run his offense week 5? I don't know.
I get your point, but like, do something that will help him. He's not doing anything to help him.
No, I don't think so either, Brad. I don't. Putting him in a drop back scenario 52 times is. But we're doing the thing where we're trying to solve something that I feel like right now, because of what's either in house or who's calling it, it's not a solvable thing from the outside looking
it's
in.
like chicken or the egg, right?
Yeah, we're on the outside looking in at this, and the issues have to be solved from the inside working out, and they're not getting guys to play above their level. I don't think they're putting guys in the best position all the time. Yeah, dude. I don't have anything to tell you guys to make you feel better. I hate to say it that way, but I don't have like, hey man, the coach is doing a really good job. They're putting them in the right spot. They just make a couple catches today. It's going to work out. I'm telling you, they're right there. Just make a couple plays. Nope, can't tell you that. I don't have the answer for you at quarterback. Hey, Dylan is doing every single thing right, and it's just a matter of Kevin screwing him over. They're dropping it. I think Dylan hasn't done everything right, but I'm also like cognizant of like Dylan has been put into a really ridiculous situation early in his career. Same will happen for Shador, I think, when Shador gets his opportunity that's coming, right? So we can say the same thing 72 different ways, but this offense is failing at every single spot. Maybe tight end, you could feel like they're doing some good things at tight end here and there, but for the most part, it's failing at every spot. And that's why your offense is one of the worst in the league. They're failing from the schematic overview of it. They're failing from a performance aspect. And that is why you're the hardest watch on football Sundays to consume your team. That's it. Yeah. So that's it. We're going to wrap it up. We got it.
If it's personnel and it's schematic, then it's on both
That's
Barry and Stefanski.
bingo. Bigger than anything else, than why I'm concerned. But that's it. We're wrapping it up, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Go about your Sunday evening. Have a great evening, and know that we appreciate you for hanging out with us. So that's it. That's all. Check in with Browns Film Breakdown. We'll have game notes up in the next hour or so if you want to read, digest a little bit more about the game, and then we'll get a little opening drive for you guys tomorrow and some film breakdowns as we do. We keep on keeping on. We're gonna do our job. All we can do. All we control. Brad and I appreciate you guys for coming by. Thanks. Go Browns.